Greetings, YouTube. This will be my 5th attempt to make this video. I just cannot stand the lag. It's just killing me. Anyway, this is by far the most important video that I've made so far. Favorite this video. Use it as a reference when people are talking about or throwing around facts when they're talking about the economy of this financial crisis. Okay, let's get right into it. Why Wall Street loves China. It really perplexes me why, or who could really be benefiting from the huge trade deficit we have with China. The trade deficit with China is so lopsided that anyone can see it, even non-economists. But what really bugged me was why George Bush did nothing about it. I knew China was buying dollars, but that doesn't quite answer the question of why there is such a gross trade deficit. Finally, the whole China buys dollars was explained in detail. China doesn't buy dollars. China circumvents their economic growth rate. This way they can have upwards of a 15% productivity rate annually and still maintain a 6% currency value of the dollar. With the dollar dropping precipitously last year, China made the unprecedented move to purchase $462 billion. Mind you, these aren't investments. They are a hedge for the devaluation of their own currency. Ben Bernanke plays his role by continuously devaluing the dollar. China, in turn, responds by purchasing more dollars. Now, this tit for tat is more of a tango dance than it is anything else. Ben Bernanke screws over our country, and China buys it up billion by billion. Now, this love affair America has with China would be great if only China and America existed. Oh, and throw in the Saudis in the mix too. Keep in mind everything I'm saying about China goes double for the Saudis. But the world doesn't just exist for only China and America. Obviously the Federal Reserve is making money hand over fist off of China, and China is dumping the dollars back on the stupid consumers who are paying for their own dollars. So the true scapegoat in all of this is the U.S. citizen. Chinese citizens are completely protected by their government, and trade with the U.S. is a one-way street. In China, there is a universal 25% tariff on all U.S. imports. There are restrictive quotas on all U.S. goods as well. So Chinese citizens are not even affected by anything the U.S. does. The U.S. citizens buy all of these Chinese goods, which are all horrible quality and have to be repurchased. This is by design. All Chinese products are made substandard so that you have to continuously consume over and over and over. The reality is you are simply buying back your own dollars. The U.S. citizen is screwed both ways. Ben Bernanke devalues the dollar, and inflation robs the U.S. citizens of all of their savings and investment. China purchases dollars, which you would think would take away inflation, but China turns around and tells their substandard goods to the U.S. consumer are forced to buy. Dollars flow back to China. Ben Bernanke devalues the dollar, and inflation robs the U.S. citizens of all of their savings and investment. Now, the title of the story is, why does Wall Street love China? China makes so much money off of stupid U.S. consumers, they have to literally park their cash somewhere. They park their cash by buying U.S. treasuries, buying U.S. bonds, buying securities. The last part is the icing on the cake. Securities. What securities? What is the return on those securities? Are the securities a sound investment for China? Are the securities from reputable companies? Does the SEC protect China from potential losses and shady sellers? I'm sure you can tell by the questions what the answer is going to be. China doesn't care, nor does Saudi Arabia. At $100 a barrel for oil, Saudis can't spend their dollars fast enough. They don't care where they park their dollars. Hence the crisis. The name of the game on Wall Street was CDOs and CDSs, and the worse the asset, the better. China was buying it in droves, and so that's all the firms were putting together. The more idiot consumers were buying houses with no money down, no job, no income, the better. Because Wall Street was selling them like hotcakes, stupid American consumers were consuming 105% of what was being produced in this country. They were borrowing on their homes to make up the difference. These bad loans were being placed in securities. Moody's was giving AAA ratings to trash, and the SEC was being paid to look the other way. Heck, the SEC was so clueless because they don't require an economic degree to join them. The SEC doesn't require any knowledge of trading or trade laws to be on board. But China was in the game, and Wall Street was dreaming up ways to get them dollars. There was only a crisis when someone wasn't China or Saudi Arabia. These other people actually looked at their returns, they looked at their investment, they looked at the value of the ratings, and knew something was up. They got wiped out left and right. And while Wall Street was playing the China game, the rest of the world was crumbling around them. Finally, there are a whole lot more other people than there is China and Saudis. This is why the crisis happened. Now that everyone knows the jig is up, Ben Bernanke and Wall Street is trying all they can to restore the cash cow that is China. It is very hard to resist Goldman Sachs in Congress. Goldman Sachs rules Washington. What Goldman Sachs wants, it gets. However, in all of this mess, the one straw that everyone didn't count on breaking the camel's back was the American citizen. They cannot restore the cash cow with unemployment upwards of 25%. They cannot restore the cash cow when U.S. citizens can't buy Chinese cheap crap. They cannot restore the charade when U.S. citizens can't buy dollars back from China. The only hope that we have in this recession is that people will wake up, save their money, don't buy new cars, don't buy new homes, don't buy major appliances, don't go on expensive vacations, don't go shopping every week, month, or season. This is the only hope U.S. citizens have to get out of this farce. It will force the hand of Washington, it will force the hand of the Federal Reserve, it will force the hand of Wall Street. This is why everyone is rushing to say that the recession is over. The recession is over, like Chicken Little. They want to return to the cash cow. They want you to buy stupid crap and, like an idiot, not see what's plainly around you. Luckily, unemployment is so high. Otherwise, I fear we'd be right back smack dab in the same boat already. They are really trying to sell you the recession is over business. The reality is we're in the midst of a depression, and it's going to get worse next year and the year after that. I guarantee you no one on Wall Street nor Washington will tell you this. Heck, Washington won't report the correct unemployment rate. Washington won't report the real GDP. Do you honestly think they would tell you we're in a depression? If you want to read the full blog, the address is right above my head. I'll also print it in the info. Leave your comments. Friend me if you'd like to write me messages personally. I believe China is probably the largest threat to our economy, the largest threat to our national security. In 10 years, China will be able, if their purchases continue the way that they are, China will be able to buy the entire New York Stock Exchange. What does that mean? That means that China will have more power than anyone else in the United States. More power than the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve is letting them do this. Alright, I'm just filibustering. This is Kevin Cardinale out. Thank you.